Plumbata. The plumbata was a Roman throwing dart with a lead weight near its tip, designed to be hurled at enemies from a distance. Though it had some success in harassing enemy lines, its limited range and impact made it less effective than other projectile weapons like javelins or bows. Despite these drawbacks, it was carried by Roman soldiers for its ability to disrupt formations before close combat. Zhua, a Chinese weapon from the 2nd century, had a claw-like metal head designed to tear away an enemy's shield or armor. Intended to disarm opponents by hooking and pulling away their gear, it was limited in effectiveness. Its use required significant skill in close combat, making it more of a novelty than a practical battlefield weapon. The Mancatcher. It was a pole weapon designed to capture rather than kill an enemy. It had a spiked, forked, or circular head that could close around a person's body, trapping them in place. Used primarily to capture high-value targets like knights or officers, it was an effective tool for taking prisoners in battle. Roman Corvus. The Corvus was a boarding device used by the Roman Navy to turn naval engagements into infantry battles. It consisted of a large, hinged spike mounted on a pivoting arm that could be dropped onto an enemy ship's deck. This device allowed Roman soldiers to secure a stable platform to board and engage the enemy, effectively transforming naval confrontations into close-quarter combat. The Corvus played a crucial role in Roman naval tactics, leveraging their superior infantry capabilities in sea battles. Fire arrows. Used in various parts of Asia and the Middle East, fire arrows were early incendiary weapons designed to cause widespread destruction. These arrows were wrapped in flammable material, such as cloth soaked in pitch or resin, and set alight before being launched at enemies or structures. The fire arrows were intended to start fires, create chaos, and weaken defenses. Greek fire. Greek fire was an incendiary weapon used by the Byzantine Empire, particularly in naval warfare. It was a liquid that could be sprayed or hurled at enemy ships, igniting on contact and burning fiercely even on water. The exact composition of Greek fire was a closely guarded secret, but it was said to include a mix of flammable substances like petroleum, sulfur, and quicklime, creating a substance that was difficult to extinguish and highly effective in combat. Shuriken. While most commonly associated with later centuries, early forms of shuriken were in use by the 7th century in Japan. These small, concealed weapons were often used for distraction or to harass enemies, but their effectiveness in lethal combat was limited, making them more of a secondary or surprise weapon rather than a primary tool of warfare. Urumi. Originating in South India, the urumi is a flexible sword often referred to as a whip sword due to its distinctive, pliable blade. Its unique design allows it to function both as a sword and a whip, enabling a wide range of offensive and defensive maneuvers. While this versatility can make it highly effective in skilled hands, it also makes the urumi a challenging weapon to master, requiring significant training and precision to wield effectively in combat. Sarissa. A very long spear, up to 18 feet, used by the Macedonian phalanxes, the sarissa was originally developed in the earlier centuries, but remained in use through the 9th century. Its length made it awkward and difficult to manage in close combat, though effective in formation warfare. Its impracticality lay in its unwieldiness in diverse battle scenarios, particularly on rough terrain or in confined spaces. Chinese fire lance. An early form of a gunpowder weapon, the fire lance was a spear fitted with a tube containing gunpowder that could shoot flames and shrapnel at enemies when ignited. This innovative design not only allowed for the projection of fire and explosive fragments, but also marked a significant step in the evolution of firearm technology. The fire lance is considered a precursor to modern firearms and rocket launchers. Chakram. A throwing weapon from India, the chakram is a circular, flat metal ring with a sharp outer edge designed for versatility in combat. It could be thrown at enemies with precision, utilizing its aerodynamic design to achieve accurate and deadly strikes. Additionally, the chakram could be used in close combat situations, where its unique shape allowed it to be wielded as a slashing weapon. Its unusual design made it an effective, if unconventional, tool of warfare, combining both ranged and melee capabilities in a single distinctive weapon. The trebuchet. The trebuchet, a medieval siege weapon, used a counterweight mechanism to propel projectiles. It was highly effective in breaching fortifications due to its ability to launch heavy objects over long distances with great force. The trebuchet played a significant role in medieval warfare, especially in sieges, where it was used to target walls, buildings, and defenders. Swordbreaker, a type of parrying dagger used in Europe. The swordbreaker had a serrated edge designed to catch and potentially break an opponent's sword. Its bizarre and intimidating design made it a feared defensive weapon. Hussite war wagon. Used by the Hussites during the Hussite Wars, These war wagons were fortified with cannon and handgunners. They were mobile fortresses, making them a unique and fearsome presence on the battlefield. Scythed chariot. Used during various wars in the late Middle Ages, these chariots were equipped with scythes attached to the wheels, designed to mow down enemy infantry as the chariot charged through their ranks. Lantern shield. A bizarre piece of Italian Renaissance armor. The lantern shield combined a small buckler shield with a built-in lantern, a gauntlet, spikes, and occasionally a sword blade. This eclectic design aimed to enhance the user's effectiveness in nighttime duels by integrating elements of offense, defense, and illumination into a single piece of equipment. The lantern provided visibility in low light conditions, while the spikes and sword blade offered additional offensive capabilities. Despite its innovative features, the lantern shield's complexity and awkwardness often made it more of a novelty than a practical combat tool. Puckle gun. An early form of a machine gun, the puckle gun was a flintlock revolver gun designed to fire multiple rounds quickly. Its unusual design included a cylinder that could hold multiple chambers, making it a precursor to the modern machine gun. Rocket-propelled grenades. Used by the forces of Tipu Sultan in India, these rockets were iron-cased and could be fired at British troops, causing chaos on the battlefield. They were one of the earliest forms of rocket artillery. Ketchum grenade. Used during the American Civil War, the Ketchum grenade was a hand-thrown explosive with a peculiar design that resembled a dart. Its fins were meant to ensure it landed nose first to detonate, but it was notoriously unreliable. Bat bomb. Developed during World War II, the bat bomb was a bizarre and unconventional weapon involving the attachment of small incendiary bombs to bats. These bats were then released over Japanese cities with the intention of roosting in buildings and causing widespread fires through the detonation of the bombs. The idea was to create chaos and destruction in urban areas, leveraging the natural roosting behavior of bats to spread fires across multiple locations. Although innovative, the bat bomb project faced numerous practical challenges and was eventually abandoned. Active denial system. Also known as the pain ray, the ADS is a non-lethal directed energy weapon developed by the US military. It emits a high-frequency microwave beam that causes an intense burning sensation on the skin, forcing people to flee without causing permanent damage.